Hello everyone, my name is David Richard from Weekly Tools. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got another informative video for you DIY enthusiasts and car owners out there. We'll be discussing a common trouble code that can pop up in your car's diagnostics P0041. Specifically, we'll focus on fixing code P0041 related to the oxygen sensor heater circuit in Bank 1 Sensor 2. So, let's dive right into it. Understanding code P0041. Before we jump into the fix, it's essential to understand what code P0041 means. This code is related to the oxygen sensor heater circuit for the downstream oxygen sensor in Bank 1. This sensor, often referred to as Sensor 2, is responsible for monitoring the efficiency of the catalytic converter. A malfunction in the heater circuit can lead to inaccurate readings and eventually poor engine performance. Tools and parts. Now, let's talk about the tools and parts you'll need for this fix. Here's a list. 1. OBD-II scanner. 2. Multimeter. 3. Replacement oxygen sensor Bank 1 Sensor 2. 4. Wrench or socket set. 5. Wire strippers and connectors. 6. Heat shrink tubing. 7. Heat gun or lighter. 8. Safety gear, gloves, and eye protection. Make sure to have these on hand before you begin. Diagnostic steps. Step 1. Use your OBD-II scanner to confirm that you have code P0041. This will help you ensure that you're addressing the correct issue. Step 2. Locate Bank 1 Sensor 2. This sensor is usually found after the catalytic converter. Step 3. Check the wiring and connectors leading to the oxygen sensor for any visible damage or corrosion. Step 4. Test the oxygen sensor's heater circuit using a multimeter. You should measure around 12 volts when the ignition is on. If you don't, it's likely a wiring or connector problem. Step 5. If the wiring and connectors are in good shape and you're not getting voltage to the sensor, it's time to replace the oxygen sensor itself. Replacing the oxygen sensor. Replacing the oxygen sensor is a straightforward process. Step 1. Disconnect the electrical connector from the old sensor. Step 2. Use a wrench or socket set to remove the old sensor. Step 3. Install the new sensor and tighten it to the manufacturer's specifications. Step 4. Reconnect the electrical connector. Step 5. Use wire strippers and connectors to join the new sensor's wiring to the vehicle's wiring. Don't forget to use heat shrink tubing and a heat gun or lighter to seal the connections. Step 6. Clear the trouble code using your OBD-II scanner. Step 7. Start the engine and ensure the code P0041 doesn't return. Tips and troubleshooting. Before we wrap up, let's go over some essential tips and troubleshooting steps for dealing with code P0041. Safety first. Always prioritize safety when working on your vehicle. Use gloves and eye protection, and ensure the engine is cool before starting any work. Inspect wiring carefully. When inspecting the wiring and connectors, pay close attention to areas where the wires might be exposed to heat or rubbing against other components. Any damage in these areas can lead to code P0041. Check for exhaust leaks. Exhaust leaks near the oxygen sensor can affect its performance. Inspect the exhaust system for any leaks and address them if necessary. Use OEM or high-quality sensors when replacing the oxygen sensor. It's best to use an OEM original equipment manufacturer sensor or a high-quality aftermarket sensor. This ensures accurate readings and longevity. Troubleshooting. If you've followed all the steps and code P0041 persists, you might need to perform more in-depth diagnostics. Consider checking the vehicle's wiring harness for damage, testing the oxygen sensor, heater relay, or consulting a professional mechanic for assistance. Preventative maintenance. Lastly, let's discuss preventative maintenance. To reduce the chances of code P0041 and other oxygen sensor-related issues in the future, consider the following. 1. Regular inspections. Periodically inspect your vehicle's wiring and connectors for signs of wear or damage. 2. Use quality fuel. High-quality fuel can help reduce carbon buildup in the exhaust system, which can affect oxygen sensor performance. 3. Avoid off-roading. If you take your vehicle off-road frequently, consider installing skid plates to protect the exhaust system components. 4. Maintain proper engine performance. A well-tuned engine is less likely to produce excessive exhaust heat or emissions that can harm the oxygen sensor. By following the steps outlined in this video and keeping up with preventative maintenance, you can successfully fix code P0041 and ensure your vehicle's oxygen sensor continues to function optimally. Remember, automotive repairs can vary depending on your vehicle's make and model, so consult your vehicle's service manual for specific instructions. Thanks for joining us today, and if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments below. Safe driving, and we'll see you next time on Weekly Tools.